the cosmic key. In the quiet alpine valley where France and Switzerland entwined, beneath rolling hills and starlit skies lay a machine that could touch the edge of creation itself. The Large Hadron Collider, a 17-millimeter ring of superconducting magnets buried deep underground, was no mere instrument. It was humanity's boldest attempt to unravel the universe's deepest secrets. For Dr. Elena Voss, a particle physicist at CERN, it was both cathedral discovery and a Pandora's box of unknowns. Elena stood in the control room of the Atlas detector, her eyes fixed on the kaleidoscope of data streaming across the monitors. The hum of machinery vibrated through the concrete floor, a reminder the colossal forces at play beneath her feet. Protons accelerated to nearly the speed of light race through the LHC's tunnels, guided by thousands of magnets colder than the void of space. In moments, they would collide, recreating the fiery conditions of the universe's birth, a mini-Big Bang, as Professor Brian Cox had called in his recent announcement to the world. The thought sent a shiver down Elena's spine. She had spent a decade at CERN, one of the world's most prestigious research organizations. Founded in 1954 to foster collaboration among scientists from 23 member states, the LHC was CERN's crown jewel, a racetrack for subatomic particles that smashed them together at energies unseen since the cosmos was a newborn. Its 4 detectors, Atlas, CMS, ALICE, and LHCb, acted like cosmic cameras, capturing the fleeting debris of these collisions. Somewhere in that debris, Elena hoped lay clues to the Higgs boson, the so-called God particle, or perhaps even dark matter, the mysterious substance that bound the universe together. But tonight, as the collider roared to life, Elena's mind wasn't on discovery alone. Cox's words echoed in her head. Asteris, the goal of the LHC is to recreate a mini-Big Bang. Asteris, the phrase had ignited global fascination and fear. A miniature version of the event that birthed stars, galaxies, and life itself. It was exhilarating, intoxicating, but also perilous. What if something went wrong? What if in their quest to touch the divine, they unleash forces beyond their control? LA's journey to CERN had begun years ago in a small lecture hall where her professor had described particle accelerators as time machines that could peer into the universe's infancy. She was hooked. At 24, she joined CERN, a sprawling hub of innovation, where thousands of scientists from across the globe worked together to probe the fundamental building blocks of reality. The LHC, with its intricate network of accelerators and detectors, was unlike anything she had imagined. It wasn't just a machine. It was a testament to human curiosity, a monument to the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Yet as she rose through the ranks, Elena began to see the shadows cast by that pursuit. The LHC's collisions created temperatures 1,000,000 times hotter than the sun's core, conditions so extreme they warped the fabric of space-time itself. Each experiment pushed the boundaries of what was possible, but with every breakthrough came new questions and new risks. The Higgs boson, discovered in 2012, had been a triumph, confirming a key piece of the standard model of particle physics. But what else might they find? Supersymmetric particles, dark matter, or something far stranger? Elena's thoughts were interrupted by a sharp beat from the control panel. The Atlas detector was online, ready to capture the next collision. She glanced at her colleague, Dr. Amir Khalid, who was calibrating the system. "Everything stable?" she asked, her voice steady despite the knot in her stomach. Amir nodded, his eyes never leaving the screen. "Beams are aligned. We're 13.6 teravolts, ready for run." Elena took a deep breath. The protons hurtling through the LHC's tunnels would collide at 4 points along the ring. Each monitored by a detector, Atlas and CMS hunted for new particles. Alice studied the quark gluon plasma of the early universe, and LHCb explored the mysteries of matter and antimatter. Together, they sifted through the cosmic wreckage, searching for answers to questions as old as time. But tonight, the stakes fell higher. Cox's announcement had stirred public imagination and unease. Social media buzzed with speculation. Could the LHC create a black hole? Open a portal to another dimension? The ideas were sensational, but not entirely baseless. In the quantum realm, where the rules of physics bend and twisted, anything seemed possible. Elena's mind drifted to a story she had heard early in her career, a cautionary tale from 1978. Anatoly Bugorsky, a Russian physicist, had been working on a U-7 synretron when a malfunction sent a proton beam through a skull. The beam, moving at unimaginable speed, burned through tissue and bone, entering the back of his head and exiting through his nose. He saw a flash brighter than 1,000 suns, yet felt no pain. Miraculously, he survived walking to a clinic for treatment. But the beam left its mark: hearing loss, facial paralysis, and a life forever altered. Bugorsky's story was a stark reminder of the power they wielded. The LHC was orders of magnitude more advanced, its beams far more energetic. If a single proton beam could do that to a human, what could a miscalculation in the LHC unleash? Elena pushed the thought away, focusing on the data streaming in. The collision was imminent. As the protons smashed together, the Atlas detector sprang to life, capturing snapshots of particles born in the fiery aftermath. Elena watched the data cascade across the screen, a digital echo of the Big Bang. Somewhere in that chaos, she knew, might lie the key to understanding the universe, or the spark of something catastrophic. The idea of catastrophe wasn't new to CERN. For years, skeptics had raised alarms about the LHC's potential to create miniature black holes. These weren't the cosmic giants that devoured stars, but microscopic anomalies born in the crucible of high-energy collisions. In theory, such black holes would be unstable, evaporating in a flash of Hawking radiation as predicted by the late Stephen Hawking. But what if the calculations were wrong? What if one grew, defying expectations, and began to consume the Earth from within? Elena had attended countless safety briefings where CERN scientists dismissed these fears. The energies involved, they argued, were no greater than those produced by cosmic rays bombarding Earth daily. The risk of a stable black hole was astronomically low, Cox had said, his voice calm and authoritative. Yet the public's imagination ran wild. Post-on speculated about portals to other dimensions, even to hell. The notion was absurd, but it stemmed from a kernel of truth. The LHC probed realms where the laws of physics grew strange. One theory rooted in string theory suggested the existence of extra dimensions, hidden layers of reality compacted beyond human perception. The LHC's collision, some hypothesized, could ripple through these dimensions, creating gravitational funnels that mimic black holes. Elena had once laughed off such ideas, but the more she studied quantum mechanics, the less certain she became. The universe was a place of bizarre beauty, where the impossible often became reality. Then there was a specter of vacuum decay, a concept that haunted her dreams. Sir Martin Rees, the esteemed British cosmologist, had warned of it in his book, On the Future. If the Higgs boson became unstable at high energies, it could trigger a phase transition in the fabric of spacetime. The result, a cosmic catastrophe that would ripple outward, obliterating the universe itself. Rees assigned a low probability to such an event, but even a minuscule chance was enough to keep Elena awake at night. As the experiment concluded, Elena stepped outside. The cool alpine air sharp contrast to the sterile hummed control room. The stars above seemed to pulse with secrets indifferent to humanity's probing. She thought Hawking, who had once mused that the LHC could unlock doors sealed since the dawn of time. But what lay beyond those doors? New particles, new dimensions, or forces humanity wasn't ready to face. Back in her office, Elena pulled up an old paper on vacuum instability. The math was daunting, but the implications were clear. A single misstep could destabilize the very fabric of reality. CERN's safety protocols were rigorous, she reminded herself. Thousands of scientists had vetted every experiment, run every simulation. Yet, doubt lingered. The LHC was a masterpiece of engineering, a global effort to understand gravity, electromagnetism, and the nuclear forces. But it was also a gamble, a leap into the unknown. Amir joined her, his face lit by the glow of his laptop. "You're thinking about Rees again, aren't you?" he said, reading her expression. She nodded. "It's hard not to. We're playing with forces we barely understand. What if we create something we can't control? Amir leaned back, his eyes distant. Every discovery has risks: fire, electricity, nuclear power. They all came with dangers, but they also changed the world. The LHC could do the same. Or end it, Elena said softly. He didn't reply. The silence stretched between them, heavy with the weight of their work. The LHC wasn't just a machine. It was a mirror reflecting humanity's ambition and hubris. It could reveal the secrets of dark matter or supersymmetry, revolutionizing physics. Or it could, in some infinite decimal chance, unleash chaos. Days later, Elena attended a lecture by Cox, who was visiting CERN to discuss the LHC's latest findings. The auditorium was packed, the air buzzing with anticipation. Cox, with his trademark blend of charisma and clarity, spoke of the LHC's potential to unlock the mysteries of the cosmos. "We're standing at the dawn of time," he said, his voice carrying a quiet reverence. "The LHC lets us witness creation itself." The audience erupted in applause, but Elena's thoughts were elsewhere. She remembered Bugorsky's flash of light, the beam that burned through his skull yet left his mind intact. She thought of the black holes that might flicker into existence only to vanish or not. And she thought of the vacuum decay that could in a heartbeat erase everything. After the lecture, she approached Cox, her heart pounding. "Professor, how we balance the pursuit of knowledge with the risks? What if we're not ready for what we find?" Cox's eyes softened, but his voice was firm. "Science has always been about pushing boundaries. Yes, there are risks, but we mitigate them with rigor and responsibility. The LHC is safe, not because we know everything, but because we prepare for what we don't." His words were reassuring, but as Elena left the auditorium, she couldn't shake the feeling that they were standing on a precipice. The LHC was a cosmic key capable of unlocking wonders or horrors. Its collisions mimicked the Big Bang, but they also flirted with forces humanity might never fully grasp. Weeks passed, and the LHC continued its relentless work. Elena threw herself into research, analyzing data from Atlas, searching for signs of new particles. Yet the questions lingered. What was the cause of their curiosity? Could they wield the power of creation without inviting destruction? One night, as she walked quiet halls of CERN, Elena paused before a model of the LHC. Its sleek curves and intricate components were a marvel, a testament to human ingenuity. But it was also a reminder of the unknown, a machine that danced on the edge of reality itself. She thought of the stars above, the vast cosmos that had birthed them all. The LHC was humanity's attempt to touch that cosmos, to hold creation in their hands. But with that power came responsibility and risk as Elena gazed at the model. She made a silent vow to pursue truth, but never at the cost of caution. The universe was vast, its secrets infinite, and in their quest understand it. They could not afford to forget the lessons of those who had come before. The LHC roared on a beacon of human ambition. Only time would tell what doors it would open and whether humanity was ready to step through. The hum of the Large Hadron Collider was a constant companion in Elena Voss's life, a pulse that echoed through the underground tunnels of CERN and into her dreams. Months had passed since Professor Brian Cox's lecture, his words about recreating a mini Big Bang still reverberating in her mind. The LHC had resumed its relentless rhythm, smashing protons at energies that mimic the universe's infancy. Each collision was a glimpse into creation, a snapshot of forces that had shaped galaxies and stars. But for Elena, the thrill of discovery was now tempered by a growing unease, a sense that they were tampered with forces too vast to fully comprehend. It was a crisp autumn evening when everything changed. Elena was in the Atlas control room, her eyes scanning the monitors as data poured in from the latest run. The LHC was operating at peak capacity, its beams colliding at 13.6 teravolts, energies that warped the fabric of spacetime itself. The Atlas detector, a colossal instrument the size of a cathedral, captured the debris of these collisions, searching for anomalies that could rewrite physics. Dr. Verir Khaled, her longtime colleague, sat beside her, his fingers dancing across the keyboard. "We're seeing something unusual," he said, his voice taut with excitement. "A spike in the data, something we haven't seen before." Elena leaned closer, her heart quickening. The screen displayed a cascade of particle tracks, a chaotic dance of energy and matter. But amidst the noise was a pattern, faint but unmistakable. "Is a new particle?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. A mirror shook his head. Too early to say. Could be a statistical fluke, or he trailed off his eyes. "Narrowing or something else entirely. Hey,